This is a blowout, a lathe blowout. This is borosilicate COE 33. That's Amazon bronze ceramic glaze. This was the description for the color rod. Henry designed this color for Susan to look like a Japanese ceramic glaze. Amazon bronze is loaded with metals, which gives the color a very fun nature. Flame on cone strike, 1075, work neutral. So this is the rod. Amazon bronze. This is the blowout that we did. I know that you can't really see it. Can you see the sheen reflecting? Almost looks like a little rainbowish. Appreciate y'all. Hope y'all are doing well today. Let me know where y'all are coming from in the comment section. My name is Zach. I'm a glass blower in Virginia in the US. My propane, my oven, we just did a blowout earlier today. I'm gonna do another raw blowout in just a moment. Then we have my oxygen over here. I have my concentrators turned on right now. My oxygen tank is filling up as we speak. That dial is gonna get to the 160 and then turn off. It turned on when it was between 6 and 7 PSI. So like 11 PSI, and it's gonna automatically switch off. So I think for now, what we're gonna do, and let me know in the comment section what you would prefer. Do you want me to do another rod blowout? Or do you want me to make a ball cap? Or do you want me to assemble another E-rig topper? Let me know in the comment section. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all are doing well today. Let me know if this is the first time you've seen a torch like this. This is the GTT Mirage. It's a 2-stage torch. This controls the propane, oxygen, oxygen, propane, oxygen, oxygen. So watch this, propane, right? Turn that back down. This one sharpens the needle. And this one is just like a general oxygen, right? And then, so if that's stage 1, this is stage 2. Stage 1, stage 2. Stage 1, stage 2. So let's get that started, yo. Wigwag? Nah, this is just a lathe blowout. Just kind of like happens naturally, I guess. Hold up. I know my hands shake, I'm sorry. So this is supposed to be like a ceramic glaze, I guess. The color is really gonna come out more after I put it in the oven. But you can already see the metallic sheen starting to come out. So if this is just supposed to be like a ceramic glaze, you know, dope, I guess. And I'm gonna put that in the oven and we're gonna get started on the next. Let me know. Should we assemble a tube with a pre-made base to make a topper? Or should we do more raw blowouts? I'm thinking we do some more raw blowouts and we can prep some sections and figure out what we like the most a little bit later on. So maybe we do an orange right now, a pineapple juice, maybe do more of the secret way where we experiment with one of those other colored rods. I'm gonna put this back up. Appreciate all of y'all tapping in today. Guess it looks like ceramic wood. Alright, so that's the second blowout we did today so far. So we were using 38, now we're going to use some 44. Alright, so this is the 44 millimeter tubing I'm about to do the rod blowout with. You see this silicone like stopper in here and the hole. This is going to plug into my arrow. My arrow is connected to through this nest egg, so it's not like wobbling while this is spinning through the hose. And yes, this often hits the floor, one of the reasons why I always wipe it off on my shirt. So when I'm puffing, the air goes through there, through there, through there, and into this closed off tube. And I'm going to be melting the rod into that top and then puffing and melting and puffing and melting and puffing. And I'm going to like punch a hole through that rod. And I'm going to make that rod into a tube. So are y'all ready for that? Appreciate y'all showing me some love today. The one end? No, this is the one they had on Mountain Glass. So I guess this is like more of a basic lathe, if that's such a thing. I mean, you can spend a ton of money on this machinery, you know? So mine was like kind of like the most budget version of this. So nah, I can't just stop like one individual chug. Let me know for views if you like it more zoomed in or more zoomed out. So, let's put these down for a second. There we go. This is kind of like thinner wall. I wish I had a thicker 44, but whatever. It is what it is. Maybe I should make just more sections of this glaze. I don't know. Well, let's put it to the side for now. We'll see what it looks like when it comes out. I saved all of these little pieces, so maybe I can do like a little mix and match color. Maybe that's what we'll do. Alright, so this next one is possibly something called Silver Strike. I do not know, so this is another mystery color. This is mystery color, mystery color number 2, or 3, no, 2 today. The other one. Get this in the chucks, close the chucks, close the chucks. How's everybody doing today? Alright, we're warming this tube up. Are y'all ready to get started? Drop some thumbs. Drop some thumbs if y'all are ready to get started. Let me know what's up. Let me know how y'all feeling. My name is Zach. I'm in the US. I'm in Virginia. We're about to do a color raw blowout right now. Show your boys some love. Alright. Alright, propane, oxygen, crack, crack open, needle, let it loose a little bit. Have some hair in my eye. Wipe the paddles off. These are graphite paddles. What up, just about to get started, just fix the angles real quick. Give me 3 sips of coffee, yo. 3 sips of coffee, and then I'm gonna start the raw blowout. Now this is thin wall and clear melts a lot faster than the color does, even though the rod is obviously much smaller than its diameter. So I want to thicken this up a little bit first. I think when I'm melting it, it's like collapsing in on itself. Now I'm about to start punching that hole through the rod as it melts into the face of this glass, and then I'm going to keep pushing that outwards. See how I'm pushing the air forwards? Let me know in the comment section if you can't see that. That's why I thickened it up so it can stand its heat. How y'all doing today? I want to have the color soupy, like while I'm pushing into it. looks like almost aluminum foil metallic from this side. So that's the rod. Turning it into a tube. So we started with the clear, and you can see we're getting into that color. Hope everybody's doing well today. Where y'all coming from? Show me some love in the comment section. Honestly, this looks, the sheen on that is very, very dope. Very, very dope. So it's kind of like a plain color, you know, it's like nothing special besides this metallic sheen is really, really good. So what I'll do is I'll move this back a little bit now. Get this back going. Alright, so I'll share some knowledge with y'all. Let me get a sip of coffee, and then I'll grab my phone, and then I'll tell you more a little bit about what you saw me doing if you were watching the live before you just had. And please talk to each other, man. I'm trying to, let's make this a community. If you like this, you probably have something in common with somebody else in this chat. So what we're doing, I have to, so that's a rod and that's tube. I have to superheat that rod with my fires to get it like liquidy, soupy hot. And that melts to the surface of that glass, which is also getting soupy hot. While it's getting soupy hot and melting, I puff air through that mouthpiece, through this arrow, through this end, and it essentially pushes through the solid material. Again, that's a hollow tube, that's a solid. So when it's melting too, so right, it's like creating a thicker solid piece, and then I'm puffing, it's expanding and pushing that outwards. So that's a blowout, doing a color blowout on the lathe. Pro tip, ZHD Glass gave me a couple of tips. You can check them out on Instagram, I don't know where else. And then I kind of just been experimenting and figuring out some stuff on my own, you know? So we don't know what this color is, but this is my glass studio, my glass setup. I use a propane grill tank, right? This is my big oven. These are some pieces that are available on my website right now. This is one we did the other day. Transparent black, experimental moist raspberry over icy white satin, transparent red tip, right? Secret white. Blowout we did. transparent light blue, transparent black base. And right now we are just putting sections because I want to start making like cups or something like that. Are you saying the colors, Carmelo? What up, Jack? Appreciate that. What up, Ronald? What up, Don? What up, Fred? What up, Paulo? What up, Gary? What up, Grady? What up, Claus? What up, Kermit? What up, AJ? What up, Mitch? What up? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Let me know where y'all tapping in from today. Just another little side view. So on my torch, we're off right now. What does on look like? Off, on. Propane for the first stage, propane for the second stage. Oxygen, 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 oxygen. And this is a handle to make it more convenient for like lifting and moving around. That's not stock, that's like an aftermarket mod. This lathe I got from Mountain Glass Arts, unfortunately it seems like they just went out of business, just were not able to recover from the floods. This is my oxygen generator machine. The concentrators are on as we speak, filling up my tank, so I can work while it's filling up oxygen. It started when it went in between, just when it dipped below 7 PSI is when it kicks on. And it will fill up to 11 PSI and then it'll automatically turn off. And when it drops back down, it'll automatically kick back on. I am tapped into the oxygen with my regulator. So you see the hose going around to my splitters, to my torches. I hope that was a pretty decent explanation, fam. So back in 2017, a friend that I met at college, it was a friend of a friend that I was taking a class with at school, was into smoking and had an idea for like, all right, so my buddy and I, we're all into smoking or whatever, and he had a custom piece made before, and so he knew where to go, like where a glass blowing studio was, and he had an idea for the industry in that can of space for the first ever, sorry, I know my phone is slipping right now, for the first ever swab station for like the can of industry, like the first ever dab station for dab rigs. So we learned how to take a couple lessons and we made it, and we introduced that soaking station. When the like Puffco first came out and the Carter first came out, we made the first attachments for those. We wound up getting into High Times magazine 2 times in our first 2 years for different things. I have like the articles, and kind of like after that first lesson, we kind of just figured out how to do stuff. We're able to rent a spot at a studio for like $600 a month, which included electric, gas, the torch rental plus the lathe rental. And we slowly started like going to trade shows, started working with other companies, and kind of created a reputation for being the guys to drop like the first innovative whatever for each of these aftermarket devices. So like I have a laundry list of like, I was the first person to do this, or I was the first person to do that. But it feels kind of lame saying it, to be honest, so I'm just trying to always be doing something new, cool. You always gotta reinvent yourself and do more new stuff, Can't be mad when other people take your swag, it's like it sucks. It's like you learn, it's not always who does it first, but it's who does it best, or who's in the people's minds the last, or so whatever. Just gotta keep stepping it up. If you're really that guy or you're really that girl, you got that in you. Keep doing you, keep trucking. Keep putting out that new. Don't let anything discourage you. And experiment and have fun with it. So this is an experiment right now. I am practicing doing color rod blowouts. I'm thickening it up. It's a rod to a larger diameter piece, so I don't want it to be thin glass. I'm trying to puff it up so it's the same diameter as that 44 millimeter. Using a stock outer diameter size tubing helps you try to keep a certain consistency throughout the tube, which is really nice. Right, so I'm melting it into it, and then I'm puffing, melting and punching, melting and punching. Still with me, tap in, where y'all coming from? I'm a glass blower, this is borosilicate COE 33, and I'm doing the color rod blowout on a glass lathe. Appreciate a like, subscribe, follow, drop some comments, let me know what you're thinking. still with me? Sound off. Where y'all coming from? Who's still with me? Do me a favor, smash some thumbs real quick, smash some emojis, show me some love, like and subscribe. So this is the color rod section we just worked on. Whatever this color is, this was the rod. This is the section we started working on. Has a crazy metallic sheen to it. We'll have a better view tomorrow once I take it out of the oven, 100%. If I haven't said so, I appreciate all of y'all stopping by today. Sorry for the burp. Apologize. Forgive me, yeah. everybody coming from that's still tapped in, that's still signed in right now? All the homies in the chat right now, my brothers, my sisters, where y'all coming from? Where's everybody at right now? We're doing a color raw blowout on the lathe today. My name is Zach. I'm a glass blower in Virginia. I'm in the US. Let me know where y'all coming from. Houston, what up, baby? What up, Houston? There's actually a prison podcast that I like to listen to. Tim Snow, he's in Texas. Yo, Oxy Fidolia, I don't know if that's Russian or I don't know what language that is. I can't read it. I don't know where you're saying you're from, man. Saudi in the house. Hope y'all are doing well today. Everybody's safe and healthy. Appreciate y'all tapping in. I'm a glass blower. This is a glass lathe. My Bunsen, my torch. This is part of the section that we've made so far. If you've been paying attention, we have no idea what color this rod is, but so far it's kind of like a metallic tan sheen to it. I've been using more of a neutral flame versus an oxidizing or reducing. Neutral flame means that it's like an even mix between propane and oxygen. Reducing flame is it's heavy propane, and then an oxidizing flame is heavy on the oxygen. So I've been trying to use like a neutral flame for the most part while doing this. When there's a lot of metals involved, you don't want to boil things, you know. It could also lead to cracking at the end in the oven. Show me some thumbs, hit some emojis. Appreciate all of y'all tapping in today. Let me know if you love me, let me know if you hate me. Let me know what you think of the views. Let me know if I should stop talking. Hold on 1 second, man. So the homie asked what my product is. So this is one of them. I make tops for some of these devices. I made the original dry top, a lot of the original aftermarket accessories for these devices. So I'm getting into new fields though, and I want to make glassware. I mean, this is obviously glassware, but I mean like cups. I think that's going to be the thing, making awesome handmade American color heady glass cups. If you would get a cup from me, if you thought the colors were dope, drop a comment in the comment section, hit me with a thumb. I mean, wouldn't it be cool? You could be like, yo, I got this cup, I watched this kid make on his live stream on YouTube. What up? So right now what I'm doing is I'm prepping a section. Let me know if you like the view zoomed in better or zoomed out better. Please and thank you. How's everybody doing today? Hope y'all are healthy and happy. Got 163 people in here, bro. Talk to each other. Let's build a community. If y'all are all watching me, y'all all obviously have something in common. I make a lot of other stuff too, but alright, I'm about to get back in it. I know it's hard to appreciate the beauty of the color right now. We started off with that clear section, and I made this 3.5-inch section of tubing out of that tiny rod. I'm a glass blower. This is my glass blowing setup. Let me know if y'all have any questions, concerns. Let me see. Jack Torrance, what up? Dom Bro, what up? Yo, what up? You, what up? K, what up? Let's see. Yeah, no crack, no meth, no crack, please, no. Let's see. Hey man, I appreciate all of y'all tapping in. I'm a glass blower. My name is Zach, doing color rod blowouts on the lathe. Turning that rod up into that tubing, that rod to that tubing. Turn so it not. What? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Let's not even talk about that, dude, for real. Don't need to get everybody all angry. A lot of people upset. Let's see how we are on the oxygen right now. Well, it's almost full. Filling up as we're working. Just hear it shut off. That's it. In like 30 seconds, I'm just gonna hit the flip on the switch on the back. So right now we are running on a full tank of oxygen. That's right, folks. What up? Appreciate sub, like, subscribe, all of that jazz. So this is another kind of like beige tannish, right? I don't know if y'all could see that really, but the metallic sheen is crazy. Can you kind of tell? Let me know in the comment section. Can you see like the metallic glare sheen coming off that thing right now? Crazy. All right, let me, propane, oxygen. Oh, you can't? Alright, well, that's a shame. Tomorrow, the next time, like, what? Hold up. When it cools down on the next live, I'll pop it out and we could look at the color at a better angle. Alright. Appreciate everybody who's been with me, man. Appreciate y'all. It's 3.5 inches. I mean, that's not really much of anything, honestly. Probably needs to be at least 5 inches. Introduce yourselves to one another, get acquainted, become friends. Bro, I had to go to the bathroom, alright? Dang, Daniel. Dang, Daniel. Alright, boys back. Alright, who's still with me? What's up? What's up? How we all doing today? Hope everybody's doing well today. What up, what up? So that is the section that we just made. I don't know about y'all, but I am pretty freaking beat on this Saturday afternoon. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take that section out, I'm gonna put it in the oven and call it a day, and maybe start a giveaway on my Instagram at Zach Harrison Designs. I appreciate y'all, and for now, I'm signing out.